I'll introduce myself. My name's Christy Gals. I'm a program coordinator for continuing studies at Okanagan College. And I am the program coordinator for these two certificate courses. I also have Karen Yakashiro here today. She's the instructor for the PeriAnesthesia course. From here on out, we will call it PAR because PeriAnesthesia is a long thing to say. Unfortunately, my gastroenterology nursing instructor could not join us today, JNC, but we'll still be discussing some of the ins and outs of that program. So I think we're going to start off. I'm going to switch my slide to PeriAnesthesia, PAR. And Karen, if you could just introduce yourself and give the folks a little bit of a background.
Sure. My name is Karen Yakashiro. I've been nursing for about 27 years. 17 of those years have been a majority of my home base in PAR. I was involved in the development program of this PAR course, as well as part of the instructing team. And yeah, it's been a really rewarding experience.
Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, Christy.
So for any of you who haven't looked online at the certificate program, PeriAnesthesia, it is a 421-hour online program. We do consider it blended because the practicum, of course, is in person. We have a lot of nurses taking this course right now, and it seems to be really sought after in BC as a certificate of higher learning for RNs. There are 11 modules, and it runs from September until July. You can go online and check it out and look and to see exactly what each of those modules are and what their outlines are. The dates run from September to July. Like I said, the format is blended, and now you won't necessarily, of course, you will be in class. It's asynchronous though. Karen or the other instructors will have designated office hours, but you work on it at your own pace to some degree. There are start and end dates for each module, however. And then there is a week in between each module so that you get a little bit of a break. Generally speaking, nurses find that they are spending between 7 and 10 hours a week on this program. So it's definitely doable while you work. Now we're going to go on to the admission requirements for a minute because they are a little bit extensive. So for this particular program, PAR, you do need to have an active practicing license. You need to be an RN, a minimum of 2 years of acute care experience, and a written agreement of practicum placement. And that comes from you and whoever your unit manager is. We also require proof of an arrhythmia interpretation competency. Those run the gamut. There's a few different ways that those are gathered, and most of the nurses already have it when they get in, or it's quite easy for them to get. We do also require a CPR level C and a criminal record check. Now for program requirements, although this isn't required for you to be admitted into the program, we will require the results of a negative TB test and proof of up-to-date immunization records before the program ends and before you go into your practicum, generally within the first month of the program starting. I'll go on to the GNC course, and sorry, this is the first time I've really done this. You can go into the question and answers and type questions in, and we will address those at the end of the slideshow. So the admission requirements for GNC are very similar to the admission requirements for PAR, but I will go through those as well. This course, fewer modules in this course, they are longer modules, and this program runs from September until June. The practicum in both of these programs are the most extensive portion of the course itself. So with GNC, it's a 70-hour practicum, and with PAR, it's a 6-week practicum. Again, it's blended, asynchronous, but there are designated meeting times with your instructor if you have questions to ask. The admission requirements I'll go through in a moment. With GNC, we do have exams that need to be taken online with a proctor, whereas with PeriAnesthesia, we don't. And that proctor can be someone at another institution if you're not in the Okanagan College catchment area. And we also have something called a lockdown browser, so we can use that as well for those exams. And you won't incur any expense, because oftentimes that does cost some money to have a proctored exam. So as with PeriAnesthesia, active practicing license, however, LPNs are more than welcome to take this course. Again, a minimum of 2 years acute care experience, written agreement of practicum places, CPR level C, and a criminal record check. That criminal record check does come from the Solicitor General's office. It is not one that you get from the RCMP. And just like the PeriAnesthesia course, results of a negative TB test and proof of up-to-date immunization. The program cost for these two certificates, the tuition is $7,500 for PeriAnesthesia, and the book is Nursing, a Critical Approach, 7th edition. I believe that's supposed to be Critical Care Approach. You will need a laptop or a desktop. These courses aren't really designed to be done on a phone or a tablet. The book itself costs about $200. GNC, the tuition is slightly less at $6,342. Gastroenterology Nursing, a Core Curriculum, 6th edition, and laptop or desktop again. The book for GNC comes out of the States. So if you are going to apply for this course and you do plan on attending, we really highly recommend that you order that book early, because sometimes it takes a little while to get here. The book is about $200, and that's $200 US. So we do have student resources at Okanagan College. We have financial aid, of course. Neither of these courses are eligible for student loans right now because they are distance ed and they aren't considered full-time. But I really recommend, and I know Mandy will back me up on this, to go onto our financial aid and awards webpage at Okanagan College and see what might be available for you. So often the awards aren't applied for at all, and then the money just sits there, or the only person that did apply gets that money. We have an accessibility services department that will help you with any learning differences that you may have, or any kind of physical barriers that you may have. We have our Aboriginal Student Center that really supports our students at Okanagan College. A learning center where you can get help with writing and math if that's something that you find a challenge, and then also advising and counseling services. And our library is amazing. Our librarians are amazing. They will help you find any kind of resources you might be looking for. So the next steps are to apply to the program. You can go on to our website and just click apply. It says new students, and you can go ahead and apply there. And then you would submit your admission requirements and then pay your deposit and register. These courses do have a $200 deposit on them. So, and that's non-refundable. So if you apply and pay your deposit and register and then decide you don't want to take it, that $200 is not refundable. Does anyone have any questions thus far? So I'll end the information session here. Thank you all for your time. I really appreciate it. I look forward to hearing from you.